listening to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Your hosts, Nate and John, cover their shared history with the band, discover new music together, and cover the farthest reaches of the Deep Purple family tree and beyond. Here's Nate and John now.
Welcome to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Today's episode was episode 375. Come taste,
you'll see.
And coming to you from the suburbs of Chicago, where I am being hounded every day by Heather Holland. I'm your host, Nathan Beaudry.
And coming to you from the suburbs of Providence, I'm your co-host, John, auto-generated human, Matola.
Auto-generated. So that's very meta now. So is that AI?
Yes.
Got it. Yes. Still got it.
Auto-generated human does not compute.
It makes you think of that cartoon where you like have to give the robot a thing that's impossible to an impossible riddle or whatever, and it goes illogical, and it just explodes.
There was a clip. I send Simpsons clips, me, Rich, and Steve back and forth all the time, and there's one page where on Instagram they'll have like clips of videos, but you're able to swipe like in the same post in between, like, up to like 14 of them or something, and they'll all be like,
yeah, you can put so many now. I noticed.
I know, it's cool, but there was one that I think was about like robots or something like that, and there was one where like the science lab exploded and a robot just came out on fire, and he's like, why was I programmed to feel pain?
Yes.
I forgot about it. I was like swiping through it. It was like halfway through, and I just like burst out laughing.
Yeah, that is a good one. Why?
Why was I programmed to feel pain? And he says it just like that.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so who are you bothering?
So every day I get a voicemail message from Heather Holland.
Who's that?
Exactly.
Who the hell is that?
Yeah, it's.
Who the hell is that?
There we go. Heather Holland is. Hi there. This is Heather Holland. It seems like you applied with one of our lending partners and you didn't like their offer. I don't know what she's talking about. I can get this personal loan approval for you with better terms every single day. She leaves me a lengthy voicemail. Always Heather Holland, and every day I report it as spam. I block the phone number, and the next day from a different number, Heather Holland is resurrected from the dead. And then, just the other day, I got one from Helen Hopkins. They like H names, I guess.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Helen Hunt.
I'm just mad about her. This is Helen Hopkins. I was reviewing your request through one of our lending partners. Same script, but from Helen Hopkins this time.
She's mad about spam.
Yeah, I'm mad about every freaking day. It's another call and a voicemail, and there's just never any end in sight. It's just constantly bothering me. So that's all I got. All right. So here we are, breezy summer format coming at you. We got another random song pick for you coming up in a little bit. So far we've had 2 Mark II songs. I mean, I guess the odds of that are not super low, but 2 Mark II songs, one from the original Mark II lineup and then one from the Reformation. I do have some mailbag in a little bit, but before we get to that, we do want to talk about the fact that the Deep Purple Podcast is 100% listener supported and ad free. So if you get some value out of our show, consider giving us a little value back. You can support us by leaving a 5-star review on our Apple Podcast. You can buy some merch at our Etsy store. And most importantly, become a patron on Patreon or on PayPal for as little as $1 a month. Puts you in touch with us. You get access to our patrons-only Discord channel, our rating spreadsheet, invites for our live stream episodes, links to submissions for our album rankings episode, and access for our Too Hot for YouTube forbidden episodes via Patreon. All right. So before we get started, we'll thank our first round of patrons, which is, of course, our executive level patrons coming in at the In Memoriam tier, the wonderful late Gerald, Jerry, Kelly, and family. At the $25 Uncommon Man tier, Mr. Ovis Nakvi. At the 20 is Plenty tier, we have Alan. At the 10-pound Good Doctor tier, Dr. Mike Gatan. At the Turn It Up to $11 tier, Clay Wambacher, Frank Tealgod Mortensen, Mikkel Steen, Will Porter, PhDPP, and Michael Don't Call Him Bradford Bagford. At the $10 Someone Came tier, Ryan M., Jeff Bryce, Victor Campos, Better Call Saul Evans.
I'm so impressed they threw in this baby. Signed by the one and only Richie Blackmore.
Peter from Illinois. At the 8-pound lesser-known patrons tier, Robert Smith. And at the Deep Thoughts by John Matola tier, Mr. Fielding Fowler.
And now, Deep Thoughts by John Matola.
Ah. I thought he was in Deep Purple. That's fine.
Feelings on fire tonight.
And the deep purpose. It is deep purpose that drives us to do the show. At the Deep Purple Podcast Hall of Fame, we have
Rich, Yangui, Shaylor.
I know who Rich is. Rich is my favorite.
Jorg Planer and Norman Weichelbaum. Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple Podcast. All right. Well, upcoming live shows, reviews, and news. Of course, Deep Purple's 2026 dates. Potential show meetups in Mansfield, Massachusetts on August 13th, August 24th in Indianapolis, and August 25th in Highland Park, Illinois. Let us know if you're going to be on any of those shows. Indianapolis is still kind of tentative, but Highland Park, Illinois will be happening. And then I guess we mentioned on our last episode, the new album's coming out, Splat. Did we talk about that? We did talk about that.
Yes,
we talked
a little
about how after a week, how is the name Splat sitting with you?
I mean, I'll get used to it.
He'll get used to it, folks.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's when I first heard it, I was like, I didn't know what to think, and now it's like I'm a little more used to it, but it's still, I guess it's growing. It's growing on me a little bit. I wouldn't say I like it, but
And since we recorded last two, I believe the first single was released, Arrogant Boy, the opening track. What'd you think of that one?
Yeah, it was good. I listened to it a few times. I really, maybe I'll save a full review for later, but I definitely, I liked it. When I first heard it, I'm just like, my first impression was like, I'm glad it's a rocker,
Yeah.
They had some, like, Simon had some fast picking in there, but it wasn't like metalish. It was just, it's very like, well produced, good energy to it. But that being said, like, Gillan sounds like he's losing some steam there. He sounds his age.
Yeah.
Like, he still sounds like Gillan, and he's still, I think, like, his little, his vocal inflections, like when he like goes, ha ha, yeah, stuff like that, just comes naturally to him. But I mean, he sounds like he's a tired man,
and not an arrogant boy, a tired man.
Yeah, but I mean, that being said, he still sounds like Gillan. It was still like, it's still a good song. Like, the musicianship is what you would expect. But I mean, that's just one song, so can't wait to hear the whole album.
Excited to hear it.
What did you think?
I liked it as well. I mean, pretty much you hit on a lot of the things that I said. It's got a lot of little twists and turns for a 3-minute song.
Yeah, it was almost like they got kind of proggy again, like.
Yep.
A little bit.
There was that little part in the middle that kind of was like, am I listening to a Yes song or a Deep Purple song?
Yeah,
but cool. I liked it really good. Today there was actually Ovis sent me a thing on Reddit. Let me see if I can. Well, actually, you know what? Let me see if I can pull it up. So I was looking at it. is it? Well, anyway, it was a Reddit post where someone was basically here's the link. Someone was basically claiming that they didn't think it was really Ian Pace playing the drums. So there's this conspiracy theory going just with this one dummy. I don't want to say it's a conspiracy theory, but this guy says, I just popped in the new Deep Purple single. First of all, what do you mean you just popped in the new Deep Purple single? You went and bought a single and put it in your tape deck in your car? There's no physical form of this single available yet.
Well, I mean, even so, I mean, it's like, I get what he's doing, but I mean, it's not like when I take a video on my phone, I don't go like, I'm taping this.
I'm tape recording this. Well, sometimes you'll say that, like, play back the tape or something. You'll say it as an expression, but I've never heard anyone say I popped in a thing when they listen to it on Spotify. That's just
I mean, you'd say I popped it on, not popped it in.
Sure, yeah. It says, and by the time I got to the first drum fill, I got this really jarring feeling how the snare has no dynamics and it sounds robotic overall. It's especially bothersome since Pace always had a natural drum sound, almost to a fault, where almost every single hi-hat hit was a bit different. Then he goes on to kind of just basically saying that he thinks that everything is quantized and all this, which I don't know what he's talking about. It doesn't sound that way at all to me. So I posted this in the I posted this in the Discord, and then Fielding Fowler said, so he just went on the thing and started antagonizing the guy. He said, by popped in, do you mean listen on Spotify with earbuds you got free on your last Spirit Airlines flight? So sort of, and the original poster says, I'm a bit puzzled by your comment. Audiophile gear will restore dynamics and make the drum sound real, or what are you driving at? So they went back and forth a little bit. But yeah, I mean, there's also, you're listening to this on your phone. You're not getting necessarily the 100%. But I don't know. I listened to it again after that with the drums in mind, and I have no idea what this guy's talking about. So I messaged Ian's drum tech and showed him the thread. And he said, I never read those conversations. It's full of people with no clue about music.
It's true.
And obviously confirms what we already know, which is obviously it was recorded like they've recorded every other album they've done, just acoustic drums with mics. So yeah.
Yeah, they taped it. They taped it just like every other album.
They taped it, yeah. They tape recorded it on their tape recorders, and that's how they got the sound. Okay, so that controversy is behind us. That leaves us with one last thing to do before we get into the meat of the episode. That is, of course, postcards from the edge of Connecticut. In this first one comes to us from the Erie Canal. A picture of a really old guy next to a horse, and maybe a horse and a donkey or a mule or something. And it says, Nate. It says, greetings from the shore of the Erie Canal. Quite an engineering feat, Pete. And then it's also signed by sister number 2, Eva. Polly, who's sissy number 3. Aunt Lacey? I can't read it because they put that stupid barcode thing over it.
Yeah.
And then somebody else that the post office obscured. So there you go. The historic Erie Canal Cruisers in Herkimer, New York. Probably pronouncing that wrong. There's another package I got here. It says Jiffy Green on the back. I don't know what that means. But oh wow, it's already open. I'm glad nothing seemed to fall out. So this one comes to us from listener Dale Williams. And oh my, he had kind of hinted at this, but he sent over some of his Rainbow Tour programs.
Oh, that's nice.
So there's this one right here. Look at this. I've never seen this kind of thing before. It's this like Valkyrie-looking woman with a sword that she's swinging, and it's making a rainbow.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. It's very comic book looking. Yeah, definitely not something typical you would see, like a graphic novel type thing, not like,
Yeah.
the comic in the same way that the illustrations were on their other albums.
And it says new single All Night Long, remixed version from the album Down to Earth, with Weisheim previously unissued. So this is pretty cool. It's got a nice little booklet here. There's an ad for Southern Comfort. Oops, wrong side. Wait. Oh, there we go. There's the ad for Southern Comfort.
I have a fun Southern Comfort story.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I was out with one of my friends the other night. He's a few years older.
You have a Southern Comfort story from the other night? I thought you were going to be going back to the 90s.
No. I went with a friend the other night.
Oh my goodness.
And he's a few years older than us. And
okay.
I've talked about him before on the show, but we haven't seen each other in a while. And so, we met up to hang out and everything. And so he's like, yeah, I'm just I'm only gonna have a couple of drinks tonight. I really like, slowed down. I mean, he would like drink like a monster. Like I was like, how could you put away this much? And he's like, yeah, it's just I'm seeing a bunch of guys like around my age, and they're getting sick, or they're dropping dead, and I'm getting older, and so that whole thing. And then the bartender comes up and he's like, yeah, orders for the both of us. 2 Jack and Cokes and 2 shots of Southern Comfort. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you call that slowing down?
Let's just have 4 drinks in about 30 minutes.
I mean, I expected the Jack and Coke, but then he's just like, yeah, you know what? 2 shots of Southern Comfort. And then he looked at me, yeah, we'll just do a shot.
Jeez.
I'm like, oh my God.
I wouldn't be able to hang out with him.
So, yeah, and that's end of story. He proceeded to have a few more drinks after that, but nothing crazy. But I just thought that part of it was funny. Right after he finished saying he was going to slow down, he proceeded to speed up.
All right, so another tour booklet. This one it says Long Live Rock and Roll on it, but that doesn't really look like. I mean, I guess it could be.
Yeah, so Ronnie, I see Bob Daisley.
That was a really nice Rainbow Rising full pager in there. There on the back is an ad for Pernod.
Wow, that's really nice. So those look like they're in good condition too.
Yeah, they're in great condition. And there's a Baby Sham Girls Survival Guide Part 1. And it's like a little ad for these baby shams. Those little mini champagnes. Yeah, it's in really nice shape. Then, Rainbow in Concert program. What liquor are they advertising in here? Oh, no liquor. Just they're advertising Rainbow Rising. This looks like it's early on. Like this looks like this must be from the Rising tour. That's pretty awesome. Never had any of these. And then, oh my goodness. This is the program from the John Lord Celebration concert.
Oh, wow.
April 4th, 2014. Where's trying to see if I can find Bruce Dickinson real quick. That's pretty great. All right, and then there's a note as well. It says, "Dear Nate, programs as promised, plus one I had forgotten about. Best wishes, Dale." Wow, thank you, Dale. This is an unbelievable assortment of programs.
Yeah, it really is.
Really appreciate that. That's gonna go great in my collection. But I also received this letter coming to us from Connecticut, and it has all over the envelope. It says "Mary Long" many, many times. So let's see what this is all about.
I wonder what is within.
It says "Mary Long" on the front too here. Okay. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Okay. On the back of it is another fax for asphalt seal coating. But then he has, okay, let me read the little note. Nate, time to warm up for those pipes for your favorite, Mary Long. I am sure you can sing along. Pete. It says Mary Long sing along, Mary Long episode. Mary Long is a story song. It does tell a story of what Ian does not want to do. Oh, so this is all in the cadence of the vocals. Okay. How can you write such putridity, Mr. Gillen? When will you use real creativity, Mr. Gillen? Paul Williams would not write such tripe. Sherwood Schwartz is out of sight. Okay, I'm gonna have to scan this and put it in the show notes. But then he says, now sung to Tom Petty's Jamming Me, a shitty song by Bob Dylan and Tom. And it says, take back Edmund Fitzgerald, take back Jack and Diane, take back Thunder Island. This is quite a review of the song written to the lyrics. And I bet no AI was used. Ian didn't start the fire. Why Richie left this to be published is a quagmire. No love for Mary Long. Unbelievable. All right, well, we're not here to talk about Mary Long. We did that already. I did put it in the Discord. I said, if anyone has anything to say about Mary Long, send it my way. Of course, Pete did it the way he knows best, through the U.S. mail.
Yeah, why not?
On the back of a fax that he received on May 12th, the year of our Lord 2026, on a fax machine from Crown Asphalt Seal Coating and Repair. All right, folks. Well, here we are at you this week to yet again pull another random song, a random summer selection for us to get into this week. And John had the great idea that we would switch off weeks. So I believe it is my turn. I've got the spreadsheet opened. And John, give me a number from 1 to 10, and then I'll start up the purple pewter.
8.
All right, here we go. Starting up the purple pewter.
Hello, Commander. Computer reporting.
Oh my. And this week's selection comes to us from Come Taste the Band, the song Dealer.
Oh.
Wow.
All right.
I wasn't expecting that. And just for put it out there, Dealer is on my playlist already from the randomly generated playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Dealer is not on your playlist. So wow, Dealer. Unbelievable.
I love Dealer.
All right. Well, yeah, I was going to say initial thoughts, but you just gave them.
Yep. Yeah, no, that's I'll say one of my favorite songs, but yeah, that's awesome song off this album.
Great. All right. Well, let me see if I can cue that one up. I forgot to have my discography open here. Just snatch that song real quick. Yoink. Ratchet off the latest Dealer. There it is. And wow. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't know what to expect, but you figure, like, I guess that when you celebrating an entire band's catalog, you're like, oh, another song I like. Yay. Well,
I don't know. I figure we get a lot more, like, since Deep Purple has really had at this point more like later albums, like, you know, within the past, say, 20 years than they did in their inception, or maybe at least as much. I thought maybe we'd be getting a lot more like songs from, like, you know, Perpendicular and, you know, like later albums.
Yeah, no Morse era yet, but this is our first. I mean, it's only the third time we've done this, so it's not crazy, but it's our first non-Mark II song.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. I wonder what the mark is that's going to come last. And I did auto-generate some songs from Splat. I guess we can talk about that in the next episode, so to populate our playlist. But right now, we're going to be getting into Dealer. So pretty excited about this one. I'm gonna have to pull up the lyrics sheet here.
Mm-hmm.
Send over to you the lyrics, and we'll be on our way. All right. But before we do, let's of course thank another level of patrons before we get into the song itself. And of course, that level of patrons is called our core level patrons, starting with the $6.99 The Nice Price tier, Spike the Rock Cat's Ghost and Sugar Tea. At the episode $6.66 tier, we have Steve Coldwell.
Steve.
Arthur Smith.
Getting support from the patron Arthur Smith.
And Charles Meadows. At the $6.65 Almost Evil tier, we have Kenny Wymore, Richie Sucksmith, and Sarah Jane.
Hello, Sarah Jane.
At the 70 Norwegian Coroner tier, we have Kai Runa, Yes, I'm Norwegian, Olsen. At the $5.99 The Nice Price tier, we have Adrian Hernandez.
Hernandez error.
Hey, who the hell are you?
And Scalloped Strap Matt. At the 60 Kroner Scandinavian Nights Failed DJ tier, we have Newt Morton Johansson. At the €5.50 tier, Merline Rota. At the $4 Lucy 4 tier, we have, do we have any Mark 4 from Lucy? No, we don't. So we're going to be doing this one. That's a Duncan Leask, of course. At the $5 money lender tier, John Convery, German Heindel, Jesper Alman, Alexei the Perfect Stranger Slepikoff, Kev Roberts, Scott Zern, Cynthia Doobie, Ralph Calf.
You guys ever have sex?
Coyote Bongwater. Delay there. John Maselli.
Yeah, I'm really into this. You know, my fingers are starting to wrinkle here.
Jellybean, Evan Robeson, Purple Swede.
Hookah, shaka, hookah, hookah.
Sweet. Sweet, 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 sweet.
Ralphie Lee.
And I'm not a rich man, and I'm not your friend, Rich, either.
And Joe Dopefish Sigler. Thank you to all of you for your support of the Deep Purple podcast. All right. Our lyrics sheet is open. Our finger is on the button. Are you ready to explore Dealer?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's do it. What do you think of that opening?
Oh, you know how I feel about that opening. Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you have that just really gritty, dirty guitar, and that, you know, that riff. It's not, you know, it's not perfect. It's like a little off time. You know, it's really, just kind of almost like a demo or something. And then the band kicks in, and then it just sounds like really just this, like, full between like Lord and, Lord's keyboard lines and Hughes's bass, that, big beefy bass that I love, and they just like, do a couple of, a few bars of that riff before they go into the lyrics. But it's like, I could listen to it all day.
Yeah, it's really simple, but it's got like that really, really great groove. And like you said, that distorted guitar sound is just one of the dirtiest sounds I've ever heard on a Deep Purple song.
Yeah,
I love, and I think what I'm hearing is Glenn's bass, that doo-doop, doo-doop, boom, boom, like he's doing that, and it almost sounds like it could be a synth. Like there's like, it's hard to divide up what's bass and what's synth, but it just sounds. It's great. It's got a really great groove to it. And this isn't usually one of the songs on Come Taste the Band that I'm like the most. I mean, I love the whole album, so I love the song, but it's like I wouldn't even count it in my top half of the album. I don't think. I guess we'll know because we're going to be ranking this album soon. Maybe my ranking will change from doing this episode. But yeah, it's got a really great opening. So let's Coverdale. I cut him off a little bit. So let's see what he's got to say. So far, we're talking, I mean, we assume at this point, and I'm pretty sure from reading about it, this is about like drug dealing.
Not very subtle.
No.
the first lyrics here are not very subtle. I mean, it's obviously about being in the grips of addiction, or in the grips of a dealer who's seems like kind of a very menacing figure, because he's going to creep behind you.
I can't remember if this was one of those ones that it was kind of written as a warning to them about. I seem to remember the story that I'm remembering. Maybe I made this up, was that there was like a really sketchy dealer hanging around them, because obviously if you want to make some money, this was a good band to be around, even with just 2/5 of them being into this. This is a good, you could probably make up $10,000 a week hanging around this band. And that there was an unsavory fellow who kind of latched onto Glenn and Tommy. And obviously, like, looking at it in retrospect, it's a really this kind of sense of foreshadowing. Coverdale is warning about this dealer and warning about the effects of the dealer, and we know that by a year after this album came out, Tommy would be dead, and Glenn would be in the grips of, even already he was in the grips of like a serious addiction that would pretty much ruin the next 20 years of his life. So it's like, looking at it in that light, you're like, man, you should have always listen to Coverdale.
Yeah.
the sage of a Saltburn by the sea. All right, let's see where the next little bit goes here. Have I lost the song? Oh, there it is. So I like that part, and I've never really, like, apart from the Tommy Bolin part, I've never really, and the chorus, I've never really paid super close attention to these lyrics before. But
yeah, it's weird, but I have. But I mean, but I never really, like, analyzed them. But I don't know why. It's just something about the lyrics and the music.
Yeah, and we're both, if you've been listening to the show for any amount of time, neither of us are really lyrics guys. And, that's an alien concept to people who really, really fixate and focus on the lyrics. To me, I'm more focused on the melody and the rhythms that kind of go along with the song. But there are certain songs where it does jump out at me, and it sounds like that's the case for you with this one.
Well, you know why is because in the second verse, there's a line that I always thought was funny, because it sounded like it was like Coverdale insulting like his girlfriend, because he says, I don't want no one messing with my woman, but just the same, I don't want to see nobody fooling with you. It's just like, hey, I don't want to see anybody messing with my woman, or you either. It's just like, and then she'd be like, wait a minute, there's somebody else? Like, I always thought it was like a burn, but I mean, it was probably something else, but the way I heard it, I always thought it was funny.
Well, to me, like, I'm reading this as being a direct, like, appeal to Tommy and Glenn. So he's telling them, like, listen, I don't like anybody messing with my woman. but I also don't like seeing people mess with you. And he's talking about the dealer messing with them, you know, like I don't want anybody messing with my woman, giving her a hard time, but this dealer is messing with you guys. You're my friends and I love you. And I don't
much more accurate.
To you.
Probably much more accurate.
But I like your you're like mobster, but hey, I don't want to messing with you neither, okay?
Well, yeah, it makes me think of that it's got that same energy as like this Family Guy clip I always liked, where he's just like, you know what? He goes, people would try and put a price tag on you, Lois. But to me, you're worthless. And he meant priceless. Or something similar to that. So that's the type of energy this gives me. But then of course at the end I always like the Snowblind and Madonna references, because Snowblind is obviously like 70s drug culture, like it's Sabbath had this song called Snowblind, obviously about cocaine. And Madonna obviously.
My favorite thing about this term, I'm sorry, about the song Snowblind, is that it's like, well, for one thing, Snowblind is not a very subtle way of saying that you're addicted to cocaine, but I love that he just goes cocaine. So it's any attempt at, in case there's one person on planet Earth who didn't know what that song was about. Oh, I think he's just caught in a bad snowstorm. He can't, visibility is very low. Then he just screams cocaine.
No.
What do you think the like Madonna can hold you means?
Well, I mean, that would be like Madonna being a religious figure, like a mother figure, or somebody like a protector. So somebody to protect you from the drugs. But if you don't understand, there's nothing she can do for you. Meaning that if you don't want to be helped, then she's not going to be able to help you.
Not even pop star Madonna, who would be on the scene in a few years, could help you.
Well, I think then she was probably snowblind too, so she needed somebody to help her.
Yeah, probably. You think she was?
I don't know.
Do you think she was snowblind?
Yeah. Who knows? I mean, she was. Back then, everybody could have been. I have nothing to support that on, except that she had like she was hanging out in discotheques and she had crazy style, man.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, she came up in that early 80s. She had to have been in the late 70s, been in those clubs and stuff. So this article, it says that she tried using drugs. She called it this article's from like 10 years ago. She basically is like calling it a spiritual experience, which is a bunch of hogwash. But saying that she basically tried everything once. So, but I don't know her as being someone that was ever like badly addicted. It looks like she said if you get high you can do that, which is why a lot of people drop acid or do drugs, because they want to get closer to God.
You could also go to church. You could do that,
but we admit it's not as fun. Yeah, I just feel like that's like a cop-out thing that a lot of people would say, oh, I did it for like spiritual reasons or whatever. Give me a break. Not doing the cocaine to get closer to God. Yep. That's a bunch of hogwash. All right. I have hogwash on the brain today. All right.
Next up.
Back to the song. So a very quick chorus.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Running from the dealer, trying to save your soul, and it's like no repeat, just boom, right back into the verse.
Mm-hmm. So sounds good to me.
All right. Yeah, and it's like maybe that's why this song never really jumped out at me too much, because it's a great song with a great groove, but the chorus doesn't change up all that much. And obviously there's that bridge section that Tommy sings coming up a little later, but all right, let's get back into the second verse here. So some good lines. So the way that this is written, where he says, I can feel the fire coming from inside you. I know what it's like because I've been burned before. Makes it sound like he's dealt with this sort of stuff, but I never remember Coverdale being like, I always remember reading about him that he would be like, he would on a Saturday night, you know, he'd do a couple of toots and he'd be like, all right, bye. I'm going home now, you know. And whereas like Tommy and Glenn couldn't stop. And,
well, I mean, don't forget, it was written by Coverdale / Bolan.
That's true. I always assumed it was more the music was by Bolan, but yeah, maybe he did have some input in the lyrics, and clearly probably wrote the lyrics for The Part He Sings.
But I mean, you know, like we also, you know, remember what I had said like on a few episodes back is like, you know, Coverdale is probably, like personifying a like a character, you know what I mean? Like we were talking about actors in movies, like will personify somebody. Like, I mean, in this, he could be taking the role as the singer of someone who knows what it's like to be that badly addicted, and maybe like from your point of view, he's singing to Glenn and Tommy, but he's also like maybe he's also playing the character, like putting himself in those shoes, singing those lyrics, because you kind of have to if you're gonna, you know, also deliver it that masterfully. I mean, Coverdale sounds great in this song.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of interpretation and a lot of a lot of license that can be taken with the lyrics. It doesn't have to be like 100% accurate, but I'm the more I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking it might be just directed just to Glenn, because I know that in interviews, I think it was with John Lord when they did that that great little documentary about Come Taste the Band, that he was saying that they were all really fixated on Hughes because he was like very visibly falling apart and having problems on shows, and you know, like there's that photo shoot for this album where he's not even able to be there, so he's absent. Like in the cover of the album, he's the pictures were all taken for the cover of the album. They had to go get a different picture of Glenn that they had somewhere else because he wasn't available for pictures. They had sent him back home to the UK to go to rehab, and then his kind of test to see if he'd be roadworthy was singing at the Butterfly Ball live concert. So and then I remember John Lord saying that like they knew that Tommy used a lot of these substances, but they had no idea how addicted he was. I guess he was able to mask it a lot better. And you know, it sounded to me from like reading about this and hearing them talk that they were really concerned about Glenn not being able to perform, not being able to be in the band. And Tommy, they didn't really have those concerns with. And it turns out that Tommy ended up succumbing to the addiction in a at least in a more immediate way than Glenn, who let it drag on. So, all right. So where are we? Okay, here we go. So the classic ends with the classic Tommy slide phrase there. So yeah, this part always grabbed me because it sounded like you were coming out of it. The song has a very like menacing kind of vibe to it, and then it's like when this part, the electric piano that John's playing and that little bring, and it's like the clouds clear and you hear this like very like positive sort of outlook.
Yeah, but it doesn't end well because he finds a song will turn to stone. Ooh.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good. So in the beginning, all you wanted was the calm before the storm. So
Yeah, the calm before the storm. You take drugs so you can get away from the craziness that is life, so you can get closer to God. Remember?
Just like Madonna, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if the bluebird plays the eagle. I don't know what that's. I just like, all right, he mentioned a couple of birds. It's cool. I never understood the reference. Like,
oh, birds, cool. John,
but I mean,
John is, you might not know this, but John's a long-standing member of the Audubon Society, so he was really impressed by that. He wished they'd gone a little deeper with the types of birds, but
But I mean, if the bluebird plays the eagle, I'm trying to figure out like I don't know if you, I mean, I haven't, but I mean, I guess maybe if you look up the two different types of birds, like I'm assuming that the eagle will overtake the bluebird.
John's being modest right now. He knows a lot about birds.
I don't. Well, I know an eagle is fucking huge. That's what I know.
Yes, that is yeah.
And a bluebird is this little, but maybe the eagle is like the more powerful, more menacing bird, and he represents the dealer, the addiction, the drugs, because the bluebird he'll play his song, but he finds it'll turn to stone, meaning that eagle ain't gonna let him out of his talons.
Yeah, I never really thought about it like the song being like the bird song, right? Like the song that they're singing.
Yeah.
Jen has the Merlin app on her phone, and I do now too. Do you know that one? It's like you could hear a bird and you just like record it with your phone, and then it will tell you what kind of bird it is.
Well, what is it, like Shazam for birds?
Birdzam, yeah.
No, actually, I think I might have heard of like something like that. Like
it's cool.
Record a bird and it can tell you what kind it is. Yeah.
But I remember when we first started doing the show, we might not have even recorded an episode yet, but we were talking about like making merch or making t-shirts or something, and you had the idea of having a bluebird and an eagle playing tennis. But we thought maybe and with the Deep Purple, do you remember this?
Yes, I do now.
With the Deep Purple podcast logo, we're like, that might be a little niche. Probably it's like only 5% of Deep Purple fans would even get the reference. Like, what the hell, Deep Purple? Why are these two birds playing? It is a good idea.
Was that my idea?
It was your idea, yeah.
Oh,
if
good,
there's an artist out there, no AI. If there's an artist out there that wants to design that shirt, we'll put it on TeePublic or something so you can buy it.
I was gonna say, and that was
I'll send you the files for the logo or whatever.
With us talking about that too, that was before AI, so I know that was my idea without asking for help.
Yeah, that was JI.
Yeah, that was definitely JI.
But if they were like little cartoon birds, I think that'd be fun, like the little bluebird and the big eagle. But yeah, that's
playing tennis.
But yeah, maybe the eagle, like you said, maybe the eagle represents the dealer and the bluebird represents his prey, which would make sense, right? Because eagles are freaking ruthless. They'll just did I tell you there was a bald eagle across the street from my daughter's elementary school year or two ago, and the mascot for their school is the eagle, like the bald eagle. So it was just sitting there up in the tree right opposite the school, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, a bald eagle!" Because they are around here, but you don't see them like in the wild that often. And it's like, "Oh, what's he doing up there?" And I like zoomed in on my phone. He had a whole duck, and the duck's neck was all blah, and he was just ripping its entrails out like in front of all these kids. It was pretty brutal.
My God.
But yeah, I really like that little refrain or bridge or middle eight or whatever the hell you want to play, because it's jarring to hear you Coverdale's got this really growling, heavy, aggressive voice, and then you hear this very soft-spoken, sing-songy voice telling you, again, I guess, I don't know if it was Tommy's intention to be kind of sending this as a warning to Glenn as well, or if he was partially a warning to himself. I mean, who knows? It would be really interesting to know what he was thinking at this point. Like,
well, it is interesting because I hadn't thought about it until before, but you're right, because the whole the riff and the verses and everything before this were really menacing sounding, and then within the story of the song, like you said, it becomes lighter. Bolan's more angelic voice comes in, and it's like he's talking about, in the beginning, Like, it sounded like in the beginning, all I wanted was, I tried some drugs because, it took me to a better place. But, before you knew it, it turned into an addiction and now it's dark again. And then you go into Coverdale going, Dealer, and then this awesome solo, and then it goes back to it being dark. So that's almost like, him telling the beginning of the story, which sounds like not menacing, and then it, goes back to being kind of dark again, along with the music. So the music and the lyrics kind of match up in the song, which is actually kind of cool because like really really well constructed movies do the same thing. This is like the music and the scenes like are stitched together very intentionally um, to kind of and you don't even know it. You don't even notice it. Whether it be like music or sound design, like effects, things like that, to evoke that image. So, and who knows if they meant it, but I mean, I think that it's now that I realized it, it's actually pretty. Um, I think it's pretty involved.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It makes you. That's the cool thing about lyrics is it can mean something that you didn't even intend to mean, or maybe it's something that you put out there subconsciously, not even thinking that that's what it would mean. But you wonder what in the beginning, all you wanted was the calm before the storm. Is that you wanted that feeling you first had when you took the drugs before it became more of like, I need this to just function? Or does it mean like the calm before the storm, meaning before I ever took it, like I kind of want to go back to the time before I ever encountered this stuff so I could not have to need it, and it could mean either way. And the bluebird plays the eagle, thinking the dynamic between the dealer and the user, and basically that the bluebird's going to lose. So cool. All right, well, here we go into a very cool Tommy solo. I mean, that's kind of crazy. I mean, the whole song lyrically is over in about 2.5 minutes, and it just ends with super long guitar solo.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot of great stuff in there too. Like I was actually noticing how like Pacey was just all over the place.
Yeah, there's that one thing he just goes across the toms like. Brrr. I mean,
yeah, but it was like he wasn't just doing a straight drum beat. Like I mean, he was doing like little things like all the way out. Like he wasn't just going like.
You just did like the weakest little drum. Boom, boom, ba, boom, 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 ba.
No, but I mean, he was throwing all these little fills and like time changes and stuff, and like in the left channel, like Tommy was doing some like some just very sparse like rhythm work. It sounded like he was kind of like ba da 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 ba you know, and leaving some space, and then
he just kept like kind of repeating that phrase a lot, which was really, at first it was hard to tell if it was John or him, but I think one of the things Tommy did extremely well was double track his guitars, but in a way where they're both it's like, it's almost like he knew, like he was having this conversation with himself. He'd lay down whichever one he laid down first, and then he'd complement it with the other one. I don't know if that was done. I don't know if that was done like super off the cuff, or if it was more planned, or whatever. But whatever it is, it's great.
Well, I mean, either way, I mean, especially, you know, in this song and on this album, it just sounds like very raw and unrehearsed. Like, I mean, a lot of the stuff that he was playing in the solo was kind of repetitive, you know, like at the end when he was doing that, you know, it sounded like when Richie goes, you know, and it's like, but I mean, that's cool as hell, you know what I mean? It's like you know, you hold on that note, or you know, you keep picking that note and you just hang on to it, and it's like, it doesn't take as much technical expertise as maybe doing some, you know, arpeggios or something, but it's like you have to know from your gut that it's like the right play, you know, emotionally for the song, for it to feel like, you know what I mean, for it to reach that crescendo, or to feel like you're just like, you know, or at the end of it, like, you know, when I was a kid, he was just like, you know, he did that, and then he hit that after that, and I was like, fuck yeah, you know, it's like awesome.
And I love that, like where he goes, and it just goes from left to right.
Oh yeah,
it's just great.
I mean, it's all like emotional. You just hear it, and you're just like, all right, like this solo is just rocking out, and it doesn't matter if it's like sloppy, clean, if, you know, if he's better than who was before him, who came after. It's just like it was a moment, you know what I mean? It was just perfect for this song, you know, because this whole song is just like dingy and dirty. And I mean, you actually, if you think about it, it's just like, you know, you feel like it could be like the music could be like portraying this dingy, like drug den, you know?
Oh yeah, totally.
You know, it's got this just smutty, like, just love it. It's one of the dirtiest, like, Deep Purple songs there is. Just gritty.
Absolutely. All right, yeah. So that, folks, is Dealer. It's funny, in the lyrics sheet, it says it returns back to Dealer and does another.
No, they're wrong.
Another round, but yeah, unless it's the whatchamacallit, the remastered version, like they might go back to it in that one.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But yeah, great track. I feel like I guess I'll get into that after we do the last level of patrons, which is, of course, I don't need to tell you, our foundation level patrons coming to us at the £3.50 Deep Purple New York tier. We have the one and the only Lord Longford. At the £3 Aromatic Feed tier, Mr. Simon Ford. At the €3.50 tier, Weston Supermare Pilgrim. At the 293 pence tier, we have
Blackmore Tights.
At the €2.50 Too Many Tears tier, we have Soldier of Fortune.
Too Many Tears.
At the $3.33 Halfway to Evil tier, Stephen Sharp. And at the $3 Nobody's Perfect tier, we have Peter Gardeau.
Pete who? Oh, Pete, yeah. Pete, thanks a lot. I'm going to have a sip on you.
Ian DeRosier. Mark Roback. Stuart McCord. Ivan Fjeldbu. Runar Simonson. Ruinous Inadequacies, Corey Morissette, Ashley. Adam Cork, Tim Wood, Steve, Down to Earth Kohler.
Make your love.
Michael, Matt in Vegas, Jesus Christ Superstar, and Rosedale Tom. At the 19.31 cold hard Danish kroner tier, we have Karsten Lau.
Cold hard Danish kroner.
And at the $1 made up name tier, we have the dealer with it, Leaky Mausoleum, Stephen Somerville, the Concerto 1999 Fanatic, Hank the Tank, Private Eyes, Ashen Lionels, Whopper the Electric Alchemist, Anders Engstrom, ICDC, Durple Purple, David Haddam, Graham Bonnet's Disco Pants and Haircuts.
I said, Graham, you know, our audience expects you to be a bit more dirty.
Disco pants and haircuts, yeah.
I'm just going to put my guitar across his head.
And Sick Tone.
Where is she? Where is she?
Just about to close up the library.
Thank you so much to all of you for your support of the Deep Purple podcast. All right, another one. So what do we think? Here we are. We're 3 episodes into the new format.
Yeah.
None of our listeners have heard any of them yet.
Nope.
So we'll see what happens. But
who knows?
Yeah,
who knows?
Who knows? Anything
I like it.
Yeah.
I like this. You know, I think it's a little different for us because, like, yeah, we've already talked about these songs, right? Because we've like listened to them, we've ranked them. I mean, you know, be it, you know, however long ago it was, but I feel like we're ranking it in a different, or we're talking about it in a different way because now we're putting emphasis like on the lyrics and the music and like the meaning behind it as well.
Yeah, and that wasn't really the real intention of this, but I feel like it's become the intention is like now we're looking at lyrics, something that we probably mentioned once or twice in our album reviews, but we were more kind of talked about the album as a whole, the songs on a whole. But I think in listening to this in this format for this song made me appreciate the song more, both musically and lyrically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and see, we let the format guide us. See, we weren't too sure when we started, and now we're in our, our little breezy summer wheelhouse here.
Breezy summer wheelhouse. Yeah, but a lot of fun. Great song. Makes me want to listen to Come Taste the Band again, but most things do make me want to listen to that album again. But yeah, very interesting. Yeah, all right. So that's all I got. You got anything for me?
No, just keep breezing.
Keep on trucking. Oh, it's worth mentioning that I did hint at this earlier. I did the random pulls for our playlist for Splat, which is funny because we haven't heard any of these songs yet. So want to hear what 2 songs you have?
Okay. You
have Guilt Trippin' and The Titular Splat.
Oh boy.
There you go. So
actually, you know what? I do have something. Don't we have to see if Dealer like stays on the playlist or whatever?
Oh crap. Yeah. See, we're new at this, folks. Okay,
all right, wait a minute. I gotta open it back up. I closed it. I'm ready to be like, all right, see ya.
See ya. All right. So right now you have Lady Luck and I Need Love. I have Coming Home and Dealer.
Oof.
So I'm gonna leave it right where it is. Well, I have no choice. I have to leave it right where it is. Are you going to replace Lady Luck or I Need Love with Dealer? That's the real question.
That's tough.
Mm-hmm. Never said it would be easy. It's deep in thought, folks.
Oh, can't I just put it in with the other ones?
That's the hard part.
Yeah, I know it is. Well, yeah, you already have Dealer, you dummy, so your choice doesn't have to be hard.
Well, you can always, if you put it in, you can always replace it later when we do another song on this album. So
but that means if I take out Lady Luck or I Need Love, then they're gone forever.
Well, no, because when we do Lady Luck again, Well, when we do Lady Luck, you can decide to put it back.
Hmm. Damn it. You know what? I'll say I replace I Need Love.
Okay.
Because Dealer's got to go in there, and for me, and I don't know. I guess between Lady Luck and I Need Love, I love both of them. But I mean, I guess I'll have to give it a little more to Lady Luck, you know?
All right.
Because I always like that song. It swings, you know?
Yep. Lady Luck. All right.
Pull me up.
So now we go from 1976 to 50 years later. We go from the year of John's birth to the year of John's 50th birthday. For Splat, John has the song Guilt Trippin' and the song Splat, neither of which either of us have heard in our life.
And you
won't for at least another 6 weeks. I have the song Diablo and The Rider. The only song we've heard is Arrogant Boy. Neither of us have that one. So,
all right.
So there you go. For whatever that's worth. But I haven't put these into the random song selection because that would be silly because they're not out yet. All right. Well, John.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure. Have a great evening. And folks, we will be back with you next week. And when we get to Splat, hopefully, I'll get the song Jessica's Bra because I really am dying to hear what that.
I know.
That song already lives rent free in my head and I've never heard it.
Well, you know that title, it's got to be a Gillan song.
Yeah, there's no Glover had like no input on that one.
Can't wait to hear it.
All right, me either. Well, talk to you next week.
Okay.
If you like the Deep Purple podcast and would like to support the show, please consider joining our Patreon or donating on PayPal. Patrons get full access to the podcast, Discord server, ratings, spreadsheets, and live stream invites. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help new people discover the show. You can follow the show on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, or Threads. You can also check out the website at deeppurplepodcast.com for show notes and more. Contact us via email at John or Nate at deeppurplepodcast.com. Thanks for listening.